And we are off. Oh, I love this color palette from Kipp here.
Yeah, it's definitely different from the last one. And I didn't even notice that Sloaters was using a different colored ship too.
Yeah, we didn't get to see the other suits for very long. We had Gravity. Well, I won't spoil for people that haven't watched, but they were quite late, and so we saw a lot of Power Suit. And Vanilla Morph Ball again. All right, I'm hoping for Spring Ball in the ceiling. Oh wait, no, there's no ceiling item.
Yeah, unfortunately in Chozo it's 100% Morph Ball. Don't have run late Morph in the league, fortunately. So yeah, our first progression is going to be down here at Alpha Missiles. Bombs is interesting, while Kipp is just finding a reserve tank in the ceiling.
We're likely going to see a Bomb Torizo fight by these runners.
Yeah, those bombs basically unlock 230 missiles and Gauntlet. And one of those locations are going to have a missile or super missile.
You mean Bob Torizo hockey? It is entirely possible, and in fact likely, that they could find missiles or supers at other locations along the way. But the statue locations that you mentioned will definitely have them. That's really good information to have, because if you know that, you don't necessarily have to check them. If you get supers at Old Mother Brain, for instance, and you know that you're going to check Gauntlet, and you check Gauntlet and it's something useful, then you know that it's just missiles or supers at the 230 location.
Actually, I think in this situation it'd be useful if they find, well, it's just an E-tank down here. But if they knew that Gauntlet had only like regular missiles somehow, then that would be a check that's worthwhile to just skip.
Yeah, I guess the reverse of what I said actually is a little bit better, right? You check 230 and you find something like speed, I don't know, something good. Then you know that Gauntlet has just missiles or supers, and you can skip it.
But yeah, we're still looking. There's not really any convenient place I could have out of logic missiles besides Terminator. So it's likely we find something here. I mean, yep, and there's some missiles.
All right, so there's our progression missiles, which means Gauntlet can be a lot of things.
Yeah, Gauntlet could still be, I think, the first logical supers or power bombs.
Yes. Yeah, vanilla BT fight, except with 2 energy takes and a reserve.
Yeah, it's gonna make it a lot easier. Very difficult early game fight.
I often run out of energy at Bomb Torizo.
Ooh, power bombs, that's actually a really useful pickup. That means they won't have to hunt for those.
And those are the Chozo power bombs, right? The progression
power
bombs, basically.
Yeah, unfortunately, with only 5 missiles, they'll have to farm up a little bit, so won't be the fastest BT fight. They both take them down at like the same time. We have like pretty much synced right now.
That is some crazy sync, like almost to the frame.
Yeah, and because again of the nature of Chozo, we know that the first Sloaters is gonna gamble on Gauntlet. Interesting play. So I was about to say, we know that the super missiles have to be before Spore Spawn. Basically, It can be at Gauntlet here, or it could be at Charge Beam, Bridstar Reserve, or Spore Spawn. So there's a small chance that the Gauntlet could have the only logical super missiles.
Yeah, Kipp is trolling Derp there. Yeah, or Gauntlet could have a reserve tank.
And unfortunately, it's just an E-Tank.
Yeah.
That is not what Sloaters was looking for.
And there was some supers at early supers underneath the bridge, so Kipp will be able to grab those if he wants, or refarm up some missiles to open this door.
Yeah, I mean, that E-Tank would have been a lot more useful if they didn't already find a bunch of out-of-logic tanks.
Oh, Kipp unfortunately not getting the ammo for the missiles is going to have to go in and out anyway. Surprised he's not just... Oh, he's going to grab the supers there. Sloaters will be able to check these two miners, though, and he may find some supers here as well. Double E-Tanks.
Yeah, it doesn't even want to bother with the other one. Just picks up one of them.
4 E-Tanks more than enough for Sloaters for just.
And there's the logical supers there at Bridstar Reserve, along with even more E-Tanks.
That does tell Kipp that there could be something useful at Gauntlet. Like, he may have skipped Gauntlet and it's something he wants, like ice. But we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, because they have the runners have both the supers and the power bombs now, we could actually see a play to wreck ship, especially from Kipp because he didn't check Gauntlet.
Nobody going down to visit the Edacoons. There are no major items down there, no Chozo statues down there. Just 3 miners. Well, miners plus E-Tanks. You know what I mean? Sloater's taking the same route, also not able to refill his missiles before having to leave. And just lots and lots of energy tanks. It's a little crazy how healthy this seat is, and how little ammo there is.
Kipp gets a good setup on backdoor Spo. And early wave beat, always useful to have, especially with no beams up to that point.
And with regular bombs, Kipp making sure he holds on to his power bombs and just using regular bombs to get out of there.
In high jump, another great item to find early. So both the runners are going to have the option to gamble on early X-ray. It's not going to be an easy check with the item set, but again, it's something that they should have in mind. And of course, going up toward the ship, because in Chozo logic, there's additional item at the Alpha PBs, which is another incentive to go up toward the ship.
Yeah, I could definitely see Sloaters making the early X-ray play. I'm not sure Kipp does a lot of early X-ray in any of his categories, but He's an accomplished runner, and instead he's going to head up. And using the power bomb method of opening that up, that clears out 3 of the Ninja Turtles and also opens up the blocks, makes it pretty easy to get that wall jump up.
Yeah, I kept taking the more reasonable route and going up to alpha PBs first.
Yep, unlike the major minor randomizer in Chozo, there's nothing locked behind speed in Wreckship. So they have access to all of the items right away.
Yeah, I'd say the one downside is that you might think that, oh, I don't have enough Chozo tanks for hell runs. Well, those tanks could be just in the ship. So the ship is, honestly, it's pretty polarizing. Either the ship has something extreme, like it's really stacked, or it's just completely useless with like ammo tanks and E tanks. But yeah, I do like this decision by Kipp because he also had not checked the gauntlet yet. And meanwhile, Sloaters is heading toward X-Ray. And yeah, it looks like he's using the D-boost strategy. Oh, unfortunately, didn't have the timing just right. It's going to reset the room.
Oh, kept missing the horizontal bomb jump there. Nice deboost so far from Sloaters to get through X-Ray. And kept making it over nicely with bomb jumps.
And Sloaters gets through X-Ray relatively cleanly.
Yeah, this could be a big
charge beam.
That is a nice find for Sloaters. I doubt Kipp will check that unless he gets grapple or space jump, honestly, or something that makes it very quick.
I think it's not the worst thing, at least for Kipp, because I mean I think it's relatively likely that Kipp will find something to make the room easier. Like as of now, he can actually get through it with just bombs.
That's true.
But yeah, like being charged is not absolutely essential as of yet. So it's a nice pickup now for Sloaters, but it'll be okay for Kipp in the long run.
And Sloaters is going to head up now that he checked X-Ray.
Yeah, this makes sense too. Again, because alpha PBs are up here, so checking X-Ray first if you're intending to go upward. And that charge actually helps Sloaters quite a bit because he has the wave beam, so we might see some old route strats on Phantoon for Sloaters.
Oh,
Kipp, no!
One
Kipp.
missile short on the kill there. Sloaters taking a bath in the Samus Eaters.
Yeah, at least Kipp has the screw attack, which makes the enrage phase just fine for him.
One missile short.
Yep.
Maybe Sloaters will use Nintendo Power Strats and 5 supers to kill Phantoon. Sloaters, by the way, still has high jump boots unequipped, so he's might be going for CWJ here. Does get first try HBJ though to get over the moat. Gravity, that's good. This is already not a trolley seed.
Yep.
Oh, Slaughter's falling in the ocean, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, we will not see the Suitless Meridia this time. But Gravity actually in Chozo is not quite as useful early. I mean, it's good, to know that you have it now, but they're still going to need Ice or Speed if they even want to think about going to Meridia. Yeah, and also in Chozo, the attic bowling area is only going to have one major location instead of two, so we could see one or both of these runners skipping the bowling item. Although from experience, I know Kipp tends to be the thorough type. He doesn't tend to skip locations.
Yeah, he doesn't tend to gamble on skipping locations. He checks them through and relies on his skill to carry them, and would rather, I think,
Ooh, that plasma beam.
that is a
Is
nice
another great
find.
pickup.
Would rather lose because he was like outplayed versus lose because he skipped something and should have checked an item. Rather force his opponent to beat him rather than lose because he didn't check something.
I'm a little surprised Sloaters has not turned back on his wave beam, though, at least. And
He needs
he
to be
will...
careful here. He doesn't have a ton
Yeah.
of health and no suits.
Yeah, should have just one more round. Looks like he has a setup
All right.
down. Yep. And Kipp is, going to check the bowling item.
Yeah, I don't know how much he has in his reserves, though.
Yeah, Sloaters... It's more likely Sloaters actually skips bowling because, again, he found Charge Beam, too. So, he just needs Varia and Ice or Speed, really, for go mode.
Oh, I thought maybe Kipp was thinking about dropping down there instead of going through bowling. I'm not sure why you would go all the way through attic and not do it, but unless you really just wanted 5 more missiles. That does look good. That's a nice palette.
And let's see what's at bowling.
Ice beam.
An Ice Beam. That's really good.
That's
that could be the only progression.
That
from
could be
Meridia.
Dragon access, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's a super stacked ship. Ice, Plasma, and Gravity.
Yeah, nothing that makes X-ray any easier. So we'll see if Kipp decides to go down there or not.
Well, I mean, having Ice and High Jump and Bombs for the backup should be good enough for Kipp. With, again, so few locations in Chozo, I don't think Kipp can gamble on, especially if in his mind if Varia is at X-ray. He would lose so much time if he skipped that location. And Sloaters has decided to check Attic too, so he will be rewarded as well with his Ice Beam.
Yeah, that is an important point. The gravity suit that Sloaters has doesn't protect against spike damage. And he's going to be running through spikes here. He's going to want to get some more health before doing that. I mean, he has enough to take 2 hits plus whatever's in his reserve. Ironically, if he has too much in his reserve, he'll get double hit, and it'll be too much. But hopefully he just takes 2 hits and gets out of here. Yeah, he's good.
And Kipp is going to check X-ray and using the deboost strat as well.
Yeah, showing us that he does know how to do the...
Ooh, that last hit was off though, but this will be easier for him with the bombs back up. Nice timing on that power bomb lay too.
Yeah, that was really, really nice strat to clear out that waiver. And doing it again, cleared another one. That is harder than it seems to do, to keep your rhythm on bombs while also switching your weapon over to power bombs.
Yeah, and Kipp will be very, very happy to find this charge, because again, he just needs, or both these runners honestly now just need Varia. That's all they're missing. They don't need any other item. So they'll definitely go to Kraid first, but they will have a choice on whether to head for Meridia or clear Upper North Fair. Although now that I think about it, because ship was so stacked, I don't know how many Chozo tanks we've seen. The Hell Runs actually might not be in logic yet.
Yeah, there was none on the ship. There was none in X-ray.
There's one at Gauntlet, and I think one in Rinstar, although I'm not sure about that either.
Well, we got microwave going.
Well, I'm saying that like if they don't, if there are no Chozo tanks available before the Hell Runs, then that means the Vari cannot be behind there.
But it sounds like the E-tanks that they can find could have been the progression items to get Hell Runs in logic. They don't have to be Chozo E-tanks in order to count for the amount of ones. It's true, they could also be in Meridia. So like Hell Runs could still be in logic, but the E-tanks that they need to get could be in Meridia.
Yeah, okay, that's true. Yeah.
They do need to be Chozo, okay. Sloater's running around with 8 health. I'm not sure why he didn't take the Sloater's refill, which is named after him and right there, but apparently he's happy with 8 health.
Well, I mean, he abandoned it. He broke up with that refill station. He has a new partner now, the one before Dragon.
So you're saying the former Sloater's refill is available?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Very nice crate quick kill by Kipp. That was very illiterate.
Trying to get
deboosting
but yeah.
with 8 health. Both Kipp and Sloaters doing this really nice bomb setup. You roll all the way against the door, lay a bomb, and then do a turnaround, and the bomb places you in the perfect spot for this quick kill. It's a really nice, consistent setup if you're looking for one. There's a Chozo missile behind Kraid.
Yep, that's the other one.
And we'll see here if Kipp I think probably checking high jump at least is worth it before going up to Meridia. Looks like he's going to check ice as well, which is why he's refilling from manually from his reserves. Neither runner having a ton of health, despite having a lot of E-tanks, not having a lot of health.
Oh, and Sloaters is going straight to Meridia.
Oh, we've got a divergence. I wonder if health was a factor for him on that.
Yeah, it probably was, or he could have PTSD from the last run doing
That's
Ice
a
Beam.
really nice E-tank for Kipp to pick up there. That makes this a lot less stressful of getting out here.
Yeah. Also, I believe that actually just straight up puts the Hell Runs in logic for Kipp. So, unfortunately for Sloaters, again, the difference with Chozo Kipp is setting up for Ice Escape.
Nicely done.
Very nice. In Chozo, there are only 3 locations in Meridia compared to the 6 in Major Minor. So this is worse odds for Sloaters to find Varia. But I know for sure he's trying to read the seed. He's thinking that it's just more likely for Varia to be here in his mind.
Now it's a lot less
And I
likely.
cursed him. Yeah, that's not a lot less likely now. Oh man, this is we'll have to see how many locations Sloaters checks, but this is really bad for him now because after Dragon, the 2 other Meridian locations are not fast at all. They're Plasma Beam and Shack Tool.
Yeah, Kipp now is in full go mode. He has everything he needs to finish very comfortably. I mean, he would like speed. And that's probably the best item that Sloaters could find behind Dragon.
Yeah, and another reason why more people tend to just go straight through Norfair is because in terms of routing, you'd always want to kill Ridley before Dragon because it actually saves quite a lot of time and deceptively high amount because of the route you end up taking.
Yeah, I mean, I think ideally you'd want to do, you could do Kraid first or second, but Kraid and Ridley, Dragon, and then Fantoon skipping all of Rex Ship would be kind of the ideal route that you'd want to take if you could in a randomizer. Some microwave shrimp on the menu today.
Yeah, he had the full power microwave that time, so very fast kill.
Oh, just supers at Dragon. He does not need those. We'll see if he decides to check into the other locations. None of them are very quick checks. In fact, they're the 2 checks that he skipped in the last Major Minor.
Yeah, the problem here is that this play only makes sense if you check Plasma and or Shack Tool. So I'm thinking he definitely goes to Plasma. Shack Tool might be a bit of a toss-up.
Yeah, at least without the sandpit being one of the checks, you can kind of easily do Plasma down the tube over to Shack Tool, and it's not horrible routing because you don't have the sandpit in the middle of it all. But oh, he is not going to Plasma. He might have just been wanting to do 1 check, kill Dragon, have that done, and then head down. But you're right. If you're going to go up here, and you're committed, like it's weird because if you don't find Varia down in Bubble Mountain or in Norfair, then you got to come all the way back. It's going to be rough. Ironically, he's making the right play if
Yeah.
he just goes down.
Yeah.
So, Cosmic Brain, what do I know? It's just it was an interesting choice to come up here if he's just doing Dragon check. But maybe he, with a game in hand, winning game one, was just going to make a play, try to, go for the Varia at Dragon, and if not, head down.
Yeah, no, that for sure that could be it too, because the seed has been very, very straightforward, as with a lot of Chozo seeds. So, I mean, he's thinking he checked Gauntlet, and just because of that, he might feel like he's behind.
That's true.
Just from one thing.
Or maybe he was like, "Hey, I skipped the other two last time. It was fine. I'm going to do it again." Or maybe he doesn't actually know where Plasma and Spring Ball are. He runs New Route. It doesn't get either of those items. He maybe just doesn't remember. He hasn't been in those rooms in a while.
Yeah, so again, the race isn't over, but just the fact that Kipp found Varia at a very free location and he took the better route means he has a pretty comfortable lead. And I'm not sure how Sloaters would be able to come back from this if Kipp doesn't die.
Very nice Ridley fight.
And Kipp might as well check the Ridley item since it's right here. Yeah, it doesn't need really need grapple at this point.
Yeah,
since you do already have microwave.
Yeah, Space Jumper speed would have been really nice to find.
And meanwhile, Sloater is about to be happy with his decision. Although it'll still be interesting to at least maybe ask him why he took the route that he did.
I mean, to be fair, he didn't he's going to spend the same amount of time in Meridia as Kipp does.
Yeah.
The only difference is really going to be the routing speed difference of going to Ridley first. So he's not as far ahead as it seems because Kipp still has to go through and do all the things in Meridia that Sloaters did. And Sloater's heading down into Lower Norfair right as Kipp is making his escape. And I doubt we'll see Kipp check wave or speed here. He's just going to beeline it to Dragon and then G4.
Yeah, we are unfortunately not going to see our favorite 8-eyed friend in this race either. But we will be able to see the nice speedless tech from both players. Since they don't have speed, but they have the wave and plasma to get through this room.
Just as Deer Force intended. That I won't explain why it works, but it does work with wave and either spacer or plasma. You can basically stand next to those blocks, shoot at a diagonal up, and eventually the game basically runs out of blocks and forgets that those speed blocks are there, and you go right through.
To be honest, I actually never knew why you needed spacer and plasma.
Yeah,
Well, it might be a damage thing.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure either. But I mean, I'm sure somebody in chat is more knowledgeable at the very technical things of it. Might be able to explain it, but it's been around. I feel like it's been around at least a year, but I could be wrong. I remember seeing it for the first time in last year's randomizer league, or season 1 of the randomizer league. I believe Aussie used it early on in the league.
Yeah, Aussie's discovering things even right now. I know he just found another strategy for, I believe, the escape from the GT room, GT shaft. And meanwhile, Kipp is going to also have an easy microwave on the snake and the shrimp.
And we might get double boss here if Kipp makes it to Dragon in time. Although with charged Ice Wave's plasma, Sloaters will kill Ridley in 20 shots.
Yeah, the new route runners can only dream of having this beam again.
And I get my dream of 2 bosses at the same time, but just barely. Although for Kipp's sake, Dragon will not be on screen very long. Sloater's also taking a peek looking for speed from Ridley, not finding it. Yeah, I'm not sure how new route is anymore. And actually, old route was once the new route, I think, if I remember right. But that was before my time. And I believe Kipp did not even check behind Dragon. He just noped out of there. Doesn't care about anything. So we've got Sloaters leaving Ridley and Kipp leaving Dragon, both heading to G4. That will be where our routes converge. Well, slightly before that. But that's where we'll really know who's ahead and by how much.
Yeah, this is where the Dragon last route pays off, because in order to get the G4, you have to go up through Red Tower, and with Meridia, you can leave up the top and access it right away, while from Ridley, you actually have to go back up into Meridia and follow the same route. I mean, I'm estimating it's going to be maybe 2-minute lead for Kipp.
That's also true, as Hero points out. Kipp has enough E-tanks for stand-up. So if he does have a clean Mother Brain fight and does stand-up, he's got that 7th E-tank. Which could save him another 15 or 20 seconds.
Yeah, this is true. Sloaters is he does not have the energy, enough energy tanks for stand up.
Sloaters showing us that sweet tech again. Now, don't accidentally freeze one of those guys. You have a bad time.
So Kipp is in the elevator at around 40, 45. And we'll see when Sloaters hits that same elevator.
Kipp likely is feeling pretty good. All of his routing choices have been, just right along the way. So he's got to feel good about that. It is certainly on its way to a game 3, but the game is not over yet. We'll see how Turian goes for Kipp.
Okay, so Sloaters is about 1 minute 15 seconds behind. So that's not insurmountable, but the problem is that the runners have full beam combo and lots of items. So something pretty big is going to have to happen for Kipp to lose this.
Yeah, there's a few things that obviously could change things. Like baby skip is a portion of that. It's not enough by itself, but is a portion of that.
Yeah, and Kipp will be able to stand up while Sloaters cannot.
Yep, that'll go against Sloaters catching up, but we'll just have to see how clean Kipp is on his Zeb skip.
Oh, wait, he skipped the E-Tank.
Oh,
okay, well, now he does have the energy.
He never did Terminator, so now they have the same energy. And Kipp not going to go for baby skip, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm not that knowledgeable on all the setups that people use, but I guess he just knows the most common one you have in like an any percent run, so you'd have speed booster there.
That's true. I was trying to figure out what he was missing, but glossed over speed booster. So
Ooh,
that
Sloaters
is
gets grabbed. Okay, but is
that
that
is-
bombs?
that is some possible time that Sloaters could make up. If we saw him do it without wave, it's possible he's comfortable doing it without speed as well. Sloaters getting grabbed in just about every room. I know the first one was a setup to group them, but the other rooms, definitely not. He might be getting nervous thinking about getting into the finals here, defending his title. Somehow, I don't think Sloaters ever gets nervous. Pretty sure he's got nerves of steel.
Yeah, it looks like Sloaters is not going to go for the skip either. In fact, he just gets grabbed right away.
And runs backwards a little bit for some reason. All right, we'll see if Kipp decides to do stand-up. No need to damage himself down this time. It's got the required health. Taking that one hit from the head.
Yeah, that T boost is notorious in Dash Rando. If you try to use the legs. An interesting setup for using wall jumps, but it looks like he has it.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried there when he came off the wall heading towards Mother Brain. I don't know the exact details, but sometimes if you're moving a direction, you'll hit the ground and just slide all the way towards Mother Brain. But clearly Kipp knows what he's doing. And we've got Mother Brain on the screen on Sloater's side as well as he goes through Mother Brain Run. Plenty of ammo. I'm not going to run out here. And the nice thing about this too is that they do have X-ray, so if they do get stuck to the ground, they can get up. But hopefully, we don't have any other kind of soft locks here. Kipp playing it very safe, pulling the Metroid back. It is possible to get the Metroid stuck where Mother Brain can't hit it, in which case,
yeah, I've seen that before.
No spring ball, so we will not see Blue Bomber on the way out here. Kipp with a very nice stand-up, going to finish it off here.
Sloater's also setting up.
Just 6 more shots to finish off Mother Brain. And barring a ridiculous catastrophe, Kipp's going to take game 2, and we're going to head into game 3. Game 3, by the way, is a, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll be correct if I'm wrong, is a boss rando where they can choose to either do Chozo or Major Minor.
Yeah, it's basically the higher seed has the final say. I think the lower seed vetoes one of the 3 that he doesn't want, and then the higher seed picks between the 2 remaining logics.
Full is also an option. Interesting.
Actually, we might see that because Kipp is the higher seed, so he will. I mean, unless Sloater's vetoes. Actually, Sloater's could just veto it. But I would bet on Kipp picking full if it was an option. One of the 2.
I think
Kipp's vetoing full. Okay.
He would definitely veto full. He never runs full randomizers, so I don't think he'd feel
comfortable. Oh, okay, that's more understandable then. Yeah. I mean, personally, I like seeing full, but it is very annoying to run if you don't ever do like 100%. So yeah, I guess the routing would be a lot harder for him. And Kipp is finishing with an official SR time of 48 minutes 55 seconds. So GG, and we will see a game 3 versus these two runners. And Sloater's has finished with the official time of 50 minutes and 26 seconds. GG.
Yeah, very nicely done. And two very close races within about a minute of each other in a randomizer is pretty impressive. And 49:29 and 50:24 are excellent times for any randomizer.
Yeah, chat actually mentioning that time difference really pretty much was the gauntlet check that Sloaters took and Kipp did not. So even though Kipp had the better route, Sloaters probably saved a bit of time in just general movement. But yeah, falling behind early and the seed not panning out the way Sloaters wanted to catch up enough. And so it looks like the runners will take another short break, I imagine. We will be right back again with Game 3, and we'll also let you know what logic they decide on. Spoiler alert, I actually already know, but I won't tell you till later.
Spoiler alert, it is not a SMZ3 combo randomizer, multi-world, key sanity, dark world glitches, overworld, inverted.